latest on Tropical Storm Pamela, which is on its way to reaching hurricane status in the eastern Pacific. Currently at 16.8 north, 108.2 degrees west. This storm is likely to reach the coast of Mexico as a significant hurricane, possibly a major at landfall, by Wednesday evening. Currently with winds of 70 miles per hour and a central pressure of around 992 millibars, moving northwest at 6 miles per hour. A CDPS Stage 5 on the cards for the coast of Mexico at the moment. We're looking at a potential landfall location of Agua Verde, which is south of Mazatlan. It could be a major hurricane by the time it makes landfall there on Wednesday night. Stage 5 is devastating on the CDPS 10-tiered scale, so obviously the effects of this storm could be substantial for a wide area. So right now the wind field is fairly small. You can see there extending out 70 nautical miles on the eastern semicircle. And a hurricane watch is of course in effect for Baja California to Esquinapa, Mexico. It's currently 340 kilometers from Socorro Island and 504 from Manzanillo. Also 744 from Mazatlan right now. Tropical storm watches in effect for large parts of the coast of Mexico as well, including the southern tip of the Baja California peninsula. The storm will turn towards the north and then recurve northeastwards as it approaches landfall in Mexico. Right now, decent agreement in terms of the storm's maximum sustained winds. The automated Dvorak technique going with around 70 miles per hour, as well as the National Hurricane Center's latest update. And this is what they're showing right now in terms of the forecast track. You can obviously see those M's there. That's a major hurricane landfall that the National Hurricane Center is projecting. They think it'll happen much sooner as well, actually. Early on Wednesday they're calling for, so obviously preparation should be underway by now if you're in the hurricane watch area and of course in the tropical storm watch zone. The southern tip of Baja California, they'll probably receive tropical storm conditions if that track forecast verifies, but obviously the worst conditions will be on the main part of Mexico. You can see there how quickly it happens on the GFS model. You can see that when it first happens, it's a significant hurricane, it intensifies, does most of the intensification in the next 24 hours, and then sort of plateaus a little bit more intensification perhaps. And then you look at the rainfall totals. The rainfall recedes very quickly as it moves inland, but along the landfall zone, along the coast there, assuming the storm makes landfall in that exact location, you're looking at significant rainfall amounts, possibly exceeding 10 inches. That's 250 millimeters of rain. And the effects of this storm could linger on into Texas as well, the remnants of it, with rain and possibly gale force winds. Current sea surface temperatures are very warm ahead of the storm, as you can see there. 28 at a minimum, pushing up towards 30 degrees Celsius on approach to landfall. It'll probably arrive at around 29. So here's the intensity chart, and most of the models, to be honest, certainly the National Hurricane Center projection, calling for continuous intensification until landfall. It slows down a little bit because wind shear rises. You can see how much it rises there. Sea surface temperature is not a problem, relative humidity starts to decrease. So the storm, if the models in the National Hurricane Center are right, will not start weakening until it actually makes landfall, and that is a fair forecast. We've seen storms do that in the past. So here it is right now, a fairly small system by hurricane standards. Of course it hasn't reached hurricane status yet. It's not far away, 70 miles per hour, so not much more until it becomes a category 1. Its movement fairly slow right now, but I expect that will speed up substantially in the course of the next 24 hours. And zooming out a little bit more, this is the water vapor imagery. You can see dry air taking hold a little bit to the storm's north. It should power through most of that, but it will start to face up against a bit more of a brick wall once it gets closer to that landfall. But we expect intensification all the way and a potential major hurricane landfall.